Sam Daniel has been tracking this development very closely. Sam, I believe you have guests with you, but could this actually trigger protests once again, especially keeping in mind that the opposition's MK Stalin has already brought this up, he's already gearing up?
It appears so, Amitoj, because earlier this issue was confined only to Tamil Nadu, but now he is roping in other chief ministers from other southern states ruled by non-BJP chief ministers. And as a first step, he has tweeted, he is writing to them, asking them to oppose NEET. And with me, Dhanlakshmi and Vishal, thank you so much for your time. One more girl has committed suicide from rural Tamil Nadu. Last year, we had Anita who committed suicide because she could not clear NEET despite being a topper. What does this indicate?
This indicates our generation people are not strong enough to accept the practical things. Like, I would say suicide is not a very good solution to decide or whatever. Because suicide only leads to more and more,
Right.
We are not such bold people. Like, today's generations are not that bold enough to accept the things.
Right. Does it also indicate the hardship faced by students in rural areas? They can't compete with people like you from cities.
Right. They are so middle class, they are lower than the middle class people. Just they are farmers, right? They cannot afford those things for a crash course or something classes. For only they studies those books. Clearing that is also so tough.
Now, MK Stalin is once again demanding abolition of NEET. Do you think that's a good solution to give a level playing field for people like you and those in rural areas? Because they say they can't afford private coaching like you do.
It is not only about private coaching, I guess. Even the state board government books are good enough, well enough. If you study that thing very well, there is no need. There is no need of crash course.
People like you spend up to 2-3 lakhs, take a break of 1 year to prepare, but they can't.
Why? Why can't they?
They don't have the money, they say.
It is not only about affording money, okay? If you are too determined towards your aim or whatever it is, you should spend time. It is not about affording only about money. There are also institutions who are providing education for free. For example, even I have studied in an academy where they are providing education for free.
Right. Many also argue that if you don't have a system like NEET, you can't ensure that India produces good doctors. What will you tell to those people?
Yeah, it's not that right. They have studied, their ambition was to become a doctor, then they have to do sudden hurdle means what they can do.
So far, for almost 10 years, Tamil Nadu did not have medical entrance. Still, we produce good doctors, many say.
Yeah, even that's a good point, I would say. But as the syllabus or as Tamil Nadu develops, we should cope up with that, right? It is not only about only about talking about NEET. Whatever it is, we have to cope up with it, right?
Schools in Chennai have good teachers, good infrastructure. People living in rural Tamil Nadu, in Tirunelveli or remote Madurai, no proper teachers, no proper infrastructure. I think first they should standardize education.
Yeah, it's right. They have to standardize the education system and the books. This time changed, right? That book is good.
Right.
They have to improve more.
So certainly conflicting opinions, pro and anti-NEET, Amitoj, but will this suicide trigger another wave of protest? Will the centre listen and pave way for any kind of going back to the early system? That's something we'll have to wait and watch. But people who are for NEET and against NEET, they stand firm on their views.